ignore this. I still gotta clean it up. So recently I went to the United Kingdom for like a little trip. Just visited the place, got some nice pictures and whatnot. It's a nice little country for the most part. If only the trip didn't cost me $2,000, but that's not the point. During my time in the UK, I picked up some video games, as well as other pieces of media like books and CDs. If you can't tell from this, I own a lot of media, and I wanted to add some European stuff to my collection. And of course, that meant video games. Now, what video games did I get? These are the games I got during my time in the United Kingdom. Finding a shop that even sold games was a real hassle. I'm making a separate video on that. Because it's not like the United States where you could just walk into a Walmart and they have everything under one roof. Who's vacuuming? Like, in the UK, you actually gotta look for a dedicated shop that actually sells electronics. It is kind of more complicated. Like, I had to travel to the next town over from where I was staying just to even get a hint of a video game. To my knowledge, most, if not all of these games that I'm holding, did see a release in the United States through the eShop. As far as I'm aware, some of these titles, they probably only did get a European release physically. Do the research if you want. I mean, the games, here's the titles of the games I'm holding. If you want to know if they got American physical releases. Along with these games, I did get one more. And I think it's probably the worst, I think it's quite possibly the worst Nintendo Switch game I'm about to play. It is called Advent Calendar. The most basic concept, the dumbest concept you could think of for a video game. A Christmas Advent Calendar. You know what an Advent Calendar is. It's like one of those little, it's like a calendar, but with little doors, and you open each door on each day of Christmas, like starting after the 12th, and keep opening them until you reach the final one on Christmas Day. Look it up, but it seems someone thought it was a good idea to make an advent calendar, to take an advent calendar and turn it into a video game. I picked this up from a game store in the UK called Game. That's it. That's the name. It's just Game. And it was inside another shop called Sports Direct. I really gotta elaborate on how you get games in the UK. It's really a complicated process. What happens if you play this game off-season? Like, it's March 31st. Tomorrow's going to be April. We are far from Christmas. So what will this game do? Will it just refuse to boot? Will I have to lie about the date in the system clock just to get this game to work? Ultimately, that's something we gotta figure out in this game. We're gonna start playing it. I got my Switch hooked up to my capture device, the OLED one, and I'm gonna put the game card into the system. Okay, here we are. Advent Calendar. And what version does this come with? Oh, version 1. That's good. That's real good. Let's see what happens if we boot it. Let's see what happens when we boot it up. Oh, that's great. You know what? Start software. I don't care enough. So, here we are. Oh, that is Christmassy, that's for sure. So here we are in the Advent Calendar program. Looks like we can choose our language, music, change the sound settings, and all sorts of things. What the heck? Did I just restart the music? Okay, let's play. heck? Imagine every morning waking up in the Christmas season and getting a new... What the heck? A surprise which you can play for an unlimited time. Okay, so looks like this program's not time-based. That's good. A surprise that gives you that pleasure all day long. Imagine you can hardly sleep anymore because you want to get your next surprise. If you choose the play immediately option by pressing the X button, all games will be unlocked at once. Warning! The play immediately button is a definite choice! Definitive. Okay, yeah. So I'm guessing once we unlock them all, there's no going back. But does it give us any other option? I mean, maybe if we're in the Christmas season, like after the 12th of December, then we can play it one day at a time, but it seems they only give us the option to play immediately. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's start with day 1. Match. Candy canes? What the heck? Okay, play. Okay, continue. Roosters, okay, so I see. It's like a Bejeweled clone, or Candy Crush, depending on which generation you grew up in. Except the controls are... Okay, let me move myself. Except the controls aren't really responsive. Like, I'm pushing right. Why am I having trouble going right? Like, why am I having trouble... Yeah, maybe this was a bug in version 1. Unresponsive controls. Let's see if closing the software and applying the update does anything. What version are we on again? 4. They released 3 more versions of this? It's just an advent calendar. What more could you add to it? Is the controls more responsive now? Compared to version 1? So yeah, after 3 versions, the controls are still a little wonky. So from what I understand, you can't just keep tapping it to move. You gotta either hold it or push, wait, push, wait, push, wait. Like, you can't just rapidly tap it, otherwise it won't move. Which is kind of weird because in a grid, in a checkerboard grid like this, you don't want to be holding the button or tapping every few seconds. You would just want to just do this to get around, like. And the fact that, yeah, my gameplay experience is being hindered right now. But other than that, it's nothing more than your basic Bejeweled clone. Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm not gonna play every game because look at how many there are. I bet you it's like Action 52 where all the games just suck. Might be a little buggy too. They just wanted to fill up that catalog. Sudoku. I don't know how to play Sudoku, so I'm just gonna back out before I make myself look like an idiot. $20.48 presents... What the heck? is this game? This looks like one of those, have you ever seen a YouTube ad for mobile games? This is what this game feels like. One of those YouTube, mobile game ads. Except they actually made it into a game. Now, is it just one game? Okay, let's try 11, because it's hanging on the stock. Oh! Pixel art. I guess the only royalty-free images they could find were so JPEG'd that they just called it pixel art to get away with the low resolution. I like how they even put a pixel count. It's probably bad. Let's see. Yep. Real bad JPEG. That they probably just called pixel art so people don't bat an eye that it's a bad JPEG. I don't know how to actually color it in. Yeah, I don't get it. So yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here. Okay, let's see what else is on the advent calendar. 18. No more Sudoku? I feel like there's only like 5 or 7 games in here. They just repeated it. I just put like a difficulty twist on it. $21. What is this game? What is it called? Like, look, there's no title. I guess I'll go with the Santa and the polar bear. Oh, it's a Christmas puzzle. I see. You gotta try to put these pieces back together. Hey audience, if you're still there, will you shame me if I stop playing this prematurely? Because this game really, really sucks. I'm actually getting sleepy. That's not a good sign. Also, this picture doesn't really make sense. Like, Santa is right down here with a polar bear. Don't know why, but he's there. But up there, you can clearly see a sleigh flying away. Who's piloting the sleigh? Is it Santa? Does he have like a twin? Because I think Santa is the only one that can fly the sleigh. One more. Let's go to the final day. 25. And more puzzles? Oh, God. I think you get the point at this point. It's just a bunch of little board games that you play like once a day. Unfortunately, I just can't be bothered, so thank you for sticking around this long. I promise I'll make something more interesting in the near future. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. I'm going to take a nap.